Welcome to the Bird Herd podcast of season 2, episode 15. Of course, it is Gigatron, as always, with Zaxy Maxi. And we are interviewing one of our lovely club varsity coaches, Jeremiah Squeak, whatever your last name is, because I don't remember it. How you doing, bud? I know it's literally staring at my face, and I'm just like,
I was wondering. I was like, bro, it's literally on the screen.
No. I mean, I'm doing great. I'm having a wonderful time. I'm ramping up this weekend for our first set of playoffs for our club varsity team, which is going to be in our Philly B League. And I'm looking really forward to that. How are you doing, Terry?
I'm doing pretty good, Jeremiah. It's been a long day, but I had the day off tomorrow, so I don't care anymore about stuff. So basically, you coach the varsity team.
Yes,
we'll get into that in a second. We do this always. Basically, we kind of do like the whole, what's your name, what year in college you are, what's your major. What's a fun hobby or two you like to do on the side?
Give us the rundown. Yeah, give us the whole show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course. Let me give you the classroom introduction, ladies and gents. My name is Jeremiah David Tyler. I'm a junior at Illinois State University. I'm studying to have a criminal justice minor and a business administration major. Then eventually I would like to be a lawyer. Some fun things that I like to do. I like to cook. I like to garden. I like to grill. I'm basically like a dad, but I'm a college student right now, and I love it. It's beautiful. I'm having a great time.
I have never related to anybody more in my life. I love that, dude. I wear New Balance shoes. That's how alpha I am.
Yes, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Comfort is king.
Comfort is king. I've got Fred Flintstone feet, as my mom describes them. So New Balance it is, but they're comfy, they're flashy, they're sleek. So
yeah.
And we're looking for sponsors. So I mean, New Balance, if you if you're in on this, please.
Absolutely, New Balance.
I was gonna say I would love it if we actually were showing our faces, because I know both you and I were doing the bit at the same time right now. They're like, "Hey, sponsor us right now." Totally, it's right here. You can do it right here.
Oh yeah, come and get it. That's pretty cool though. Like you're trying to become a lawyer. So like, to what degree? I know that aren't there different kinds of lawyers for different kinds of law, or am I full of crap here?
No, you're definitely right. There's tons of different lawyers for tons of different things. I mean, you've got corporate law, you've got, marriage law, you've got small business law, patent law, lots of different types of laws, right?
Right.
That you can go into. You could be a criminal defense attorney, a prosecutor, whatever, right? Really cool, really awesome. One of the things that I want to do, though, personally, I'm thinking about, is either patent law, which would be like IP patent, and like copyright law as well, just because of the fact that, the internet is one of the biggest avenues of like growth in the future. And one of the premier lawyers that are like needed are those internet type lawyers, which help with copyright, which help with patents, which help with trolls, all of that type of stuff, right? So hoping to do something along those lines. And it is really boring stuff, but at the same time, you've got to know what's going on if you want to be informed, and if you want to like put forward laws. And like half the reason why I want to become a lawyer, to make America better,
Oh,
just like have a better place than it started when I was here. And that's like a common mentality of, okay, if I start with something, or if I am there at something, then I'm going to try to make it better than it was before, if I can.
This guy's got a good sales pitch.
So yeah,
he's a smooth talker.
Perfect lawyer right here.
He is.
All right. I mean, cool. I mean, it's always cool, good for us to learn a little bit about people, what people are up to, what they like, what they don't like, because there's more to life than just League of Legends and video games.
Absolutely.
I say that, hardly, but, there is still an outside. So, I mean, if we're looking over, to the club team that you are coaching. I heard you guys actually had a pretty good record. So tell us, kind of how your season went.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for talking about that, actually. We have a great record, in my opinion. Right now, we have only one loss in Philly B, which is one of our leagues. Then we have one loss in our best of 3 in GG leagues, if I'm correct. We may have 2, but either way, we've only got 2 or 3 losses in total, which is huge for a team. In Philly B, we're actually running into our playoffs this next week, which is really awesome. We're really excited about it. We have 2 divisions for Philly B, and we are actually first place in our division, which is division number 1. So really excited about that, really hyped. In GG leagues, the season's just starting up. So we're still getting on board there, but still having a great time with the team. And I'm just really looking forward to basically 2 days this Saturday at 8 p.m. EST or 7 p.m. CST. ISU, the club League of Legends team, is going to be facing their opponent on stream because everyone else voted for ISU, I'm pretty sure as well. So, we got the teams behind us. We got our players behind us. We have some momentum coming into this playoffs bracket. So we're really looking forward to pushing that forward.
Absolutely. Plug that stream. What stream is it?
It's twitch.tv/PhillyB Esports. That's where it should be at. If it's not there, it's going to be on my stream, but I'm pretty sure I'm twitch.tv/hide and squeak.
Nice. There it is. Well, that's really cool that you guys have that kind of momentum and you're going into a playoffs, especially, because I feel like, how many League of Legends teams do we have here? I feel like we have 8, and you guys are all really good, aren't you?
We're decent for the most part. You can tell.
We have 4 or 5. Would you say, Terry?
Yeah.
In total.
Regular varsity, on Redbird Esports, we have that team, and then we have about 3 to 4 usually for club, depending on availability for teams and setting up rosters and all that.
That's so cool to me though, because it gives so many students an opportunity to play competitively, which I think is 10 times more fun than just playing the game regularly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It gives them a chance to face against fellow opponents too, which are fellow opponents, but within the same school. So they can go out, hang outside, talk about, hey, what can I be doing better? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? And they can form relationships outside of the game, in the game, on Discord, wherever, just because of these club activities, it's awesome.
Oh yeah. I mean, and that's the nice thing too, is you kind of get that bonding mentality, with the team. You're getting them to play different games, which is great. I know, kind of a thing. I like that kind of a thing because I don't feel like we get that too often with a lot of teams, kind of a thing. Just because it seems like everyone's availability is not great and kind of things like that. Because that's how I felt with casual sometimes when I did it last semester, was basically, we got together for the most part. We did stuff and everything, but we're focused on gameplay more than and bonding, to an extent, of course, but not necessarily near the way that you kind of did it, where I think it's cool because that's exactly how I would expect our main varsity team to be, kind of bonding in that way as well too. So I think that's awesome what you've done. Believe me. You know how I feel about you as coach. You have my high respect.
God bless. Thank you very much. Yeah. I mean, before the season started, I really thought to myself, what have I liked in past coaches? What have I not liked in past coaches? All of that type of stuff. And I really just tried to put forward that sense of, okay, I'm going to look up a ton of different resources, go through a ton of different sites, and then just try to put a ton of information together and then ask my players, hey, what do you guys think past coaches could have done better for you? What could they have done worse? What did you really like? What didn't you like? So I literally started out my team with that type of mentality right there of hey, let me know you, let me know what works with you, how we can talk, how we can communicate, everything like that.
Yeah, that's so important in that kind of role.
Mm-hmm.
just having open communication, because that's what you're doing in game. It's even more important outside of the game. Obviously, if you're a coach, you know the game pretty well. How many hours do you have in League?
I have too many to count.
I was
yeah.
gonna say.
I actually do not know that number. I've got way too many to count, though.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. So you definitely have that understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. I'm reading the infographic that you sent us in the chat right now, and I'm guessing the league made this for you guys, or is this something that?
This is correct. Yeah. So the league Philly B actually like tracks players and has stats based throughout like their
That's good.
roles, their rankings, how many wards they place, how much damage, their kill participation, everything like that, right? So, I mean, yeah, we can definitely go over that if you want, because I think some of that stuff is really awesome.
No, I love this. I think that almost every league, no matter what game, needs to have something like this, because like most leagues that we see, it is, they do keep track of stats and like who's at the top of the boards and stuff. But the explanation aspect of this is really cool. And obviously you guys can't see it right now, but it just has like the player's name, their role rank, and then an explanation. And I do love, by the way, the first, second, third, fourth, and then look at Sam, who I think we've had on the show before, down there at 7th. And the explanation for his is a favorite amongst the memers of Philly B. This player will not carry you to a championship, but he will help you carry everyone else. I love that. Like, that's just such like a fun-spirited kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I really don't think Sam's getting the recognition that he deserves, just because of the fact that Sam is a very team-oriented player, in the sense that he will help his team get super far ahead and help them get gold advantages, kill advantages, everything like that. But he doesn't really take a ton of those himself, right? So it doesn't look the best for him. However, you see top lane, you see, bot lane, support, mid, how basically they're really all highly ranked in their role. And I feel a lot of that has to do with not just their individual skill, their talent, everything like that,
Absolutely.
but also the sense that they've got a great jungle who's there to support them in situations where it's like, oh, snap, this is not a good matchup, or it's really rough for me. Help me out, Sam. He's like, I got you. I'm just built different.
No, I mean, obviously being a team player is like the most important aspect of playing any game competitively. It's not all about the stats at the end of the day. I mean, if he's helping you guys win, he's doing his job.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know Sam does a lot for the team, and I mean, I feel like there's a lot of players that like the team in general should just be highlighted just for a lot of things, because I know they put a lot of effort into it, and as you know, I know your players have grown, especially.
Yes.
We'll just say we can say his name. We'll say Justin, as well as a couple others. Have grown a lot more, and I can appreciate that in that case, because it shows, again, one, the person's wanting to learn, and they're taking that process that you're going through with them, and they're applying it to themselves and showing, hey, you know what, I am growing as a player, growing as a person, and being able to, execute the different things. So because of that, that's why it's great to see that. And I can definitely appreciate that in that aspect. Also, by the way, I know how many hours you've played, because there's this wonderful website called Wasted on League. Dude, and you've wasted.
I have a lot of accounts, though.
I know that. I know you're right, but we'll go with your main for now.
Yeah. Let's go on the main. Let's go on the main.
Your main has 3,823 hours.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Wait, one more time for me. One more time.
3,823 hours. So that equates about to 159 days.
Oh, we're not judging anybody.
we're not flexing. And again, this is just one account. I could pull up his other accounts if I really want to.
I can't bring him on here and trash him.
No. It's fine.
I respect that. Yeah.
But no, I mean, it clearly shows. I mean, you were a master before. You're still obviously in Diamond and in upper elo, basically, of League of Legends. So clearly, obviously, you have good game knowledge. You have good execution of the game, essentially, and everything. It's just, you just have to hope that, your D4 and D3 players just, be built different. And, actually help you out in game and everything like that, instead of just you having to carry the whole game. Which I have seen plenty of times that you've had to do it and you still win, or it doesn't go in your favor. But
oh yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one of the strengths too, of just being able to play the game a lot. Then I can, because I've played it so often, I can help my players go through thought processes that would take them months more to learn or months more to realize, right? Like tempo of the game in League of Legends. Tempo is such an important part of the game, but a lot of like lower level players, mid-level players, they don't even know what that is or know why people have tempo, what to do with the tempo, everything like that, right? They just have a general idea of like fight, farm, objectives, whatever, right? And maybe it's not even that, but those hours definitely they definitely help out, because I have been through some of the best in the worst situations in a lot of different roles.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously you've played different roles. I mean, I'd say your role now has gotten a little better compared to last season, I'd say.
Absolutely.
But I still think it's not the best role in the game, of course. I don't know if you agree.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I had a conversation with our mid laner Justin literally yesterday, about how every single role basically can 1v1 AD carry at one point or another, right? For support, it's absolutely early game. They can just destroy an AD carry, depending on what the support is. Absolutely, you have some situations where an AD can win, but still. Jungle, jungle can obviously one-shot at AD carry. Top lane, even if they're a tank, they can do it. Same with mid lane as well, right? I still think AD carry got a nice buff this season, and I really think they're in a good place, however, compared to previous seasons. So I'm not complaining too much, just because I'm like, all right, I can live for more than half a second. I'm happy. I'm a content boy.
It's not like, again, sometimes you still have to farm the, like, 300 plus CS to kind of still be relevant in a game, even if you're down, kind of a thing, on your KD or KDA, essentially, in that case. So it's a little rough in that case sometimes, but I agree, it's definitely a lot better. I mean, everything's changed now with all these different items and everything they've kind of overhauled into the game, and I think the season's definitely showed why, some people got nerfed, some people got buffed, kind of right away. Some people got brought back to life, like Udyr in that case. So it's great in that aspect, and I like that. But I do want to circle back to some other things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So obviously you have a lot of hours in the game. Mm-hmm. Obviously you're a great player as well as a great coach. So when you're not playing League of Legends and you're not being a coach, what do you do to relax, or what games do you play, I guess, essentially, when you're not playing League?
Yeah, I love building games. I love them, I'm going to go through my list right here. I've got Frostpunk, Game Dev Tycoon, Cities Skyline, Prison Architect, Planet Coaster. I love those type of games. They're pretty great, just because they're like management they're building. And I think that concept of management is really cool. It's just a really neat thing. Other than that, I love watching just anime, different TV shows. I mean, making memes on Adobe After Effects, Photoshop, and Premiere.
You're a legend.
It's
he is
like it's beautiful. Right now, I'm trying to. I mean, this is a little bit about coaching, but I'm trying to make like a book cover for a League of Legends thing for coaching.
Nice. So like you've got that experience. Like you can make some graphics and stuff like that.
This is correct, sir. It may not look the best, but
interesting.
Okay. I mean, I'll give you a little sneak peek.
I think I know a guy that's interested in stuff like that.
I think I know what you're referring to, essentially, and everything like that.
Oh my goodness, dude, this is sick.
Yeah, wow. He's got some good stuff. I ain't gonna lie. You should send him your video that you teased us before, that you've already released. about the state of League of Legends from last season.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll send that to you. No worries. I've got that as well.
But yeah, I mean, and another thing that I'm kind of surprised you didn't talk about is for builder games, you didn't mention Valheim, you didn't mention Minecraft, you didn't mention a couple other ones. And I'm like, I'm like, we've had our time where we've played some, I think. More so you than me. When I'm in yours, you building your base and everything in Valheim. But yeah, like I think it's definitely good to kind of take back and play some different games. I'm also surprised you didn't mention you like to bike, on your bicycle. Ride your bicycle around and everything like that.
I mean, I like doing that too, but I can only mention so many things that I like to do, right?
I mean, hey, it's not like it's a dating profile or anything like that, right? Right?
I feel like you're owed. I'm watching right now, and I feel like you're owed a little bit more credit because not only can you coach, you can make graphics, you can video edit, and you can cast, which we haven't even covered. But I know that you can cast.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Don't worry.
This video is incredible, though.
Dude,
I love this.
I love doing so many things. Yeah, it's so cool, right?
I love this editing style. Like, this is amazing.
Editing memes like this, dude, I love it. It
might even hit the subscribe button. Oh man!
Thank God, bro. I don't know if I can say it, but basically that those are the type of memes that I love the most. Those type of videos that like I put out, like satire videos or however you want to call it.
I just love the amount of memes in here. It's pretty incredible. The music, the memes, everything about it. I love it. I don't know what any of this means. I have no idea, but I'm genuinely really liking it.
Thank you.
I've got no clue.
I mean, another thing that I'm trying to do right now is, so I recently started doing some seminars for League of Legends, and I mean, I had some definite good success there. However, I wanted to make things a bit more professional, and also with school midterms coming up, it was pretty crazy. With school midterms, team started another league, tons of different stuff. So I've kind of scaled back on the seminars a little bit. However, one of the things that I have been trying to do is write that like League of Legends like book or Bible for new players, for people like you, Max, who don't understand the game at all, right?
I mean, you might have to take you and Gigatron over here might have to take me into one.
Absolutely, I'm totally okay with that. But like the whole Bible or like book per se, whatever you want to call it, text manual, is hopefully going to encompass like from beginner to end, like easy to not quite pro, but really high level up there, has a great understanding of the game, etc., right? But at the same time, I need it to be manageable, need it to make it look not so overwhelming that somebody just doesn't want to read it, because I know how overwhelming it is to be a new person at something, right? Like learning all of the angles in Siege, for example. You said it took like what, 400 hours?
Yeah, about 400 hours. But I'm also really stupid. It probably takes a regular person probably 200 still, but yeah, it's a lot of hours.
I mean, I don't know about that, but still, it's like you obviously learned it. It takes some people more time. It takes some people less time. However, like I was trying to find like one guide to end them all for League, right? Or at least like one pretty knowledgeable guide about a good portion of everything, and have not been able to find it. So that is definitely going to be in the future for seminars and stuff like that. And I mean, I do like private little seminars with my team about like tempo, warding, stuff like that. But man, I mean, just being a coach is really awesome. I love helping other people learn. It's a really cool thing.
I'm not going to lie. That is literally my next thing I was going to segue into is your seminar thing. So you beat me to it. And I agree. I mean, it's definitely cool. I've definitely enjoyed the seminars, definitely because of the fact that, I'm not the best player. I understand the game and I know how to basically explain it to people and, what they should work on and different things. But the thing that I definitely needed to learn was like, there's definitely a lot of things that you talked about in a couple of the different ones. And I'm like, okay, I never thought of it that way. You know, so it like reevaluated me to the point of like, okay, now I can apply this for when I play the game. Not only can I apply this for when I play the game, but now this changes my thinking that a little bit more for even when I cast or when I'm a coach or anything like that. So, you know, it's definitely helped. So you're even helping your coaches and other people definitely more than you realize, kind of a thing. So, I again, you know, I always have the highest respect for you and different things when it comes to certain things with that. So,
Oh yeah, I love that. I love like the fact that you do that kind of thing to help out your players, other coaches, other players. It's a good look for the school, number one. And, you know, it just helps the community. I like that.
Yeah, I want to help other people get better. And if I help other people get better, then I will get better myself. I told my players when I started coaching them, I'm like, look, I don't know everything. I'll admit to that. I've got weak points of where I coach. I even told them, I'm like, look, I'm not the best at this, but hey, I know that you guys can help me out in this situation, and I will help you out in a ton of other situations. You know, there's like a yin and a yang to everything. I mean, it's just so awesome because like stuff that I say that might help Terry, you know, we can be talking and then, you know, an hour later or whatever, we're talking and he's just like spitting knowledge to me and it's just beautiful, right? So that give and take is amazing.
yeah, I mean, you know, it wasn't even last night. We were talking for like a good while about different things that, you know, we always learn from each other. And I think that's kind of the beautiful thing about like being a coach and playing League of Legends and even playing any type of video game in general is, you know, as long as you kind of have some knowledge, you can kind of spread it across to other people, whether it's intentional or not. And you learn a lot essentially with that. So I can appreciate it in that case. So I guess my next thing I want to talk about is so of course Max talked about it earlier,
Mm-hmm.
but we haven't mentioned it yet. So you've done casting, and I know I've casted with you and different things. I guess the biggest thing is, so if you had to pick out of all the different things that you do, what would you do out of that? Like, would you be a coach? Would you just be a caster or like a production person? Would you just rather play the game? Would you rather keep doing those seminars and memes that you love doing and everything like that? Like, if you had to get down to the nitty gritty of doing one thing only, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. What would you
Man,
choose?
that's a hard question because I like doing all of them. I love doing all of them. I would say video editing then, if anything, because I could video edit informational videos for people and really like push my bounds that way and still help people learn, still make people laugh, stuff like that. You know, bring a smile to their face that way. You know, it would suck that I couldn't do those other things, but I mean, eventually one day I'd love to make a movie, just like a meme movie,
Oh God.
like a Quentin Tarantino, you know, something like that, something really bad, but
Oh, I
really
love
good,
that.
you
I
know,
love Tarantino movies.
or something.
Not the guy himself, but
No, I agree. I agree. His movies are beautiful.
oh yeah.
Something like The Room too, you know, just terrible.
Oh
I don't
God.
know. It's so bad, it's good.
See, the only thing that I'm kind of surprised you didn't try to incorporate is technically, if you do video editing, you
Mhm.
can video edit all the times you've casted and put it together and make it that
Ah,
informational thing right there. Anytime you've done your seminars, you got all in there. Anytime you've done your coaching, you got it all in there. Anytime you're playing your games, you make some cheesy plays, you make some great comments, you
yes,
you
sir.
know, set up some good satire memes and everything like that. You know, it's like, oh, I guess I technically could do everything all in the one job with this video editing and everything like that. So technically, you could incorporate everything as one if you want to spin it that way.
That is true. Very true.
I found your loophole that you did it.
Well, I didn't want to abuse it too much, you know.
Okay,
But
you can
okay,
always abuse
okay.
it.
No, I agree. I mean, I really think that there's just so many avenues to go from when it comes to like coaching, when it comes to learning. Like half the reason why I do all of these skills is because I I just I really love the concept of good proper like knowledge and good proper learning and like, oh, I don't know how to do this job. Well, I've got this link, I've got these videos, I've got resources that someone else who was like better or had more knowledge about this already put together, right? And then that pushes me as an individual forward, and then I can look for better videos, then I can help out the community, stuff like that. And it's like, even if I don't help myself with what I'm doing, and like trust me, I am reading through so many beginner guides right now. I don't want to read through it anymore. But like to have a good setup for readability and for someone to actually look through something, I have to do all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I see it.
Yeah, and I definitely think, I mean, and that's my problem too, is like there's so many things we gotta read like for coaching and like trying to just develop strategies and things like that. I mean, it's a lot. Like, I mean, with the amount of hours that I cast on top of working every day, on top of just trying to actually relax and just play some games and different things. It takes a lot out of me. I ain't gonna lie. So
Yeah,
Ooh, no relaxing.
casting is a lot of energy.
it is, and as I was gonna say next
Oh
is
yeah. Oh
so
yeah.
what kind of casting do you like to be? Are you like a play-by-play? Are you a color caster? You like to do a little bit of both? Are you an analyst? Like, if you had to choose, what you would do?
Okay, the thing is, I can chill with both, right? I am a cool cat when it comes to you want to color cast, you do that, brother. You want to analyze, you do that, brother. I'm okay with throwing in whatever, but I actually love both part of the games because I am coach, so I do analyze the games of, okay, what's the macro looking like? What's the micro looking like? What's the team comp win conditions? How does the other team win? How does our team win? How do we play into our strengths, their strengths, everything like that. But at the same time, team fights are so great, so fun. You've got all of that action, you've got all of those, mechanics going on. The only thing that I really suck at is names and everything like that with abilities. But I mean, that's just because my memory is terrible. And such is life.
That's true. I mean, I'm not the best either. I'm getting there. I am like,
Yeah, it's okay.
I definitely have been training my brain to be like, all right, we see these characters a lot. Learn their name, like learn the names and everything. It's like last time I was like, well, I'm like, we had like, was it? We played Jake, so I'm like, oh yeah, you got to switch between your machine gun and your rockets, which is not technically what their specific names are, but you got Megadeth rocket, you got your traps coming out, you have your zap, and different things like that.
There's a
So
lot of names to memorize.
yep, just like how Kaisa has was it a Carthian assault, which is just a mouthful of name right there that I just hate having to say. And then you have the simple thing of, oh, it's Void Seeker or her blades, which I can't remember right off the hand, or her ultimate, which is something else. Yep, yeah, Boomer Brain's coming in right now.
Well, I mean, you lost me at the very start.
Okay.
No, I know.
But here's the thing, right? I really
Yeah.
think like there should be a resource, like if you're casting, right? Just to like look up names, and then you see blue team, red team, and then you see all of their names right there, right? And then if you want, you could click on the names, see some more stats about those abilities, the cooldowns, etc., right? Stuff like that. But I don't think there's any resource like that, just because, I mean, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy.
When I was casting for ESA over the summer and in the fall, which RIP ESA, they actually like suspended operations like today. So
what?
F in the chat for ESA, but just for Siege,
For ESA.
Yeah, feels bad, man. But I literally printed out like gadgets, the names, the pictures of every gadget in Siege, every little detail I had printed out and on a wall above my but my webcam. I would just like be like, oh, I call because like I have meme names for every gadget in the game. Like I don't
Of
call anything
course,
seriously.
of course.
And then I'm like, I can't say that on stream. Like, I have no way I'd get away with that. I'd get fired immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta like cross out the meme name.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Like
okay,
say actual name.
This is not what it is actually called. Then be very frowned upon if I used other terms. No, that's sick. I mean, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you cast then. Do you know, like, is there any leagues that you're doing right now, or is it just kind of first come, first serve for the school?
I mean, generally my focus is more towards like coaching and stuff
Right.
like that. However, when they aren't streaming Philly B games, I do cast my own team's games sometimes.
Oh, nice.
You know, just give them a little flame on stream. I let them know that, you know, it's not all serious what I'm saying, blah 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 blah. But at the same time, usually I'm both analyst and play-by-play caster or color caster, whatever you want to call it. And I mean, as Terry said, it's a lot of energy, but man, it's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I mean, like you've got those chill guy vibes, so I'm sure that like it's probably pretty fun to co-cast with you, especially if you don't care at all what you're doing, since you could do it all. But you know, I feel like the problem with some casters is that they have an ego. You know, like after that first cast, it's like, well, I do, blah, 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 you know, I'm the best out there, you know, and I think that it's important to be down to earth. And obviously
Absolutely.
that could just be Siege, because look at the Siege community. But
no, it's not.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that makes sense.
I'm like softly chuckling right here because I'm like, yep. When I started, right. There was a lot of people like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, lots of people looking down at you.
Yeah, and well, again, because the game state for a lot of games were still fresh, you know, they were expecting you to know a lot more and different things, and you know, especially if you're a college student, you're just like, I'm trying, like you know, like I'm doing my classes, and I'm trying to have fun, and you know, go out on the weekends, you know, and hang out with friends and stuff like that, you know, trying to, you know, enjoy a brewski once in a while, you know, after you're 21 and all that and everything. So. You know, so it's stuff like that I think back then I think kind of took a toll on me, especially for again some of the game states for the games were just still fresh or they weren't even out yet, you know, kind of a thing. So that's, you know, my take on that. But now, like I look at it and I'm like, yeah, there's so many different games that have taken off. You know, they've expanded so much. I mean, you look at League, they've got what over 100, roughly 160 something champions. We'll just say, and the game's been out for about roughly 11 years now. So, or because we're on season 11, so technically 12 years.
Please add more bands.
So, yeah, it basically, yes, I agree. You should add more bands. I would love that. I would absolutely, hands down, mega donations. Like add more bands. I would slip into people's pockets and be like, "Yo, bro, here I'll give you this just so you can put bands."
I'd give a Riot or a $5 for
exactly
some more bands in.
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree. I mean, like it's just there's just so much like of like different game states. Like basically, like I would love it. I would love if all these different things changed to the way that I would hope it would be. So the big thing that I like, again, the same thing. I've done both play-by-play and color. I've also done analyst, like where I'm actually on an analyst desk. I don't have videos of that anymore, but we definitely did a full production, you know, with a company where it basically was, yeah, you had your main casters, you had your little bit of play-by-play and color casters mixed together to do your analyst desk, where, yeah, they crunched down the numbers and did everything. You looked at all the different plays and you're just like, man, this was just beautifully done to the point of like, oh my God, I am just like crying. Or it's like, okay, it's to the point of like, okay, this is so like crying with joy, I should say. Or it's, you know, the point of, okay, hey, this is the game state. You deal with it. And if you don't adhere to it because, say, people's champ pools aren't the best essentially right now because they haven't learned all those different champions. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that like all casters like to talk about is like, hey, you know, they only play these things. Yeah, sometimes they're not meta, but you know, sometimes they're those cheesy flavor picks that it's like, all right, hey, you know, Udyr wasn't meta until right now. I'm just gonna pick on Udyr because I love the champion.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh yeah, he comes back and Tiger form's like the best one, which is basically just attack speed. You attack faster, kind of a thing, max. Or it's the
Thank you.
yeah, I'll run it out very simple and easy. He has 4 abilities. One is basically he gets more attack speed and then gets like on hit damage. So it's like a dot a little bit in a sense. Then the next one is he gets a shield and health steal kind of thing. Then the next one is he gets more movement speed and his first hit on any minion, monster, or person or champion basically is a stun. And then they have like a little timer that goes around them, and then he can restun them again, kind of a thing. But while he's in that form, he can always just slap, 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 slap. So he can basically go through a team fight of 5 and literally just go slap, 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 and now you're all stunned for like a second or so, kind of thing, whatever the timer is on that. But his main 2 forms is basically Tiger, or his last one, which is Phoenix, basically, where it's AoE and you have like AoE cone damage. So it's like, okay, well, I love it because there's times they make the meta be, oh yeah, you go full into Phoenix, or you go full into Tiger, or it's like you pick Tiger or Phoenix once and then you get the rest into your other abilities. So like I said, it's a beautiful state of the game right now that we can bring back champions that don't exist anymore. And then there's champions like that Rise, who's a magical caster that plays off of the fact that if he uses one ability, it reduces cooldowns of the other, yada yada. Sometimes it's like spells off to others. It can either root or slow people, that kind of a thing. He can teleport, not far, but he can jump behind someone if he needs to with a bunch of people. You've played Warcraft, right, Max?
No. I'm a brain dead FPS guy.
Oh man, I was gonna say if it's you've played Warcraft 3, there's like the arcane mages that like can do like a mass teleport. That's basically what it is. It's a mass teleport, but over only a short distance, essentially. So you can bring your whole team together and be like, "Hey guys, what you doing?" So it's like stuff like that where he's gone through like I think like 4 reworks in his game state of he's been around since pre-beta. That it's like, oh my god, I can't even with that. But since we're talking about different champions, what's if you had to pick a champion, with League, what's your favorite champion?
Man, right now it would definitely be Vayne. I love that champion. I think she's a great answer to what the current meta is, what the current meta really calls for in an AD carry and everything like that. However, before all of these item reworks and everything like that, and Max, I don't know if you know this. I wouldn't expect you to know this because you play Siege, but League of Legends just had a huge item rework, right? Almost every single item in the game was changed. It was modified one way or another. So that means a lot of the play styles that these champions previously had, it switched up, right? A lot different than it was before. But one of the things that's been consistent in League of Legends is something called power creep, right? And power creep is where eventually over time, people just keep on getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, right? And for the role that I personally play, I'm a glass cannon role, right? So I don't have much health, but at the same time, I can do a massive amount of damage. However, in previous seasons, like last season and the season before, power creep was a huge factor, and the role that I played did no damage. This season, power creep has also jumped, even though Riot themselves like to say that it hasn't. And almost every single AD carry in the game, one way or another, is basically extremely safe. Basically, the role that I play, we have to play super scared, super far back, stuff like that, until a certain point of the game, which is okay. It's awesome. But Vayne literally allows me to go invisible. And if I go invisible, they can't damage me. Right, Max?
I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of changes to make, it feels like.
Absolutely. For new players, I mean, it's okay since they didn't know anything before. But for the veterans, oh my goodness, some of them were like, wow, this is terrible. In preseason, they made it so in League of Legends, each class does specific things, right? I'm pretty sure in Siege they have classes, right?
It's just the operator.
Okay. Well, different operators do different things.
Yeah. It's kind of put them in classes.
Okay, cool. So for League, people have different classes. Like the tank class was the class that, they're tanky. They're not supposed to, quote unquote, supposed to do a lot of damage. And then, they're just tanky. They're frontline for the team. They basically just take damage for the team. They can output a little bit, but, not so much. In preseason, with all of the item changes, these tanks were the strongest members on any team. Any team. They could 1v1 the glass cannon people. They could 1v1 anyone as a tank, So the item changes got everyone a little heated, I feel like, just because of the volatility of some of the things that happened. However, a lot of the core concepts of the game stay the same, of like, oh, you have to farm, which farming just means you have to last hit CS. Why do you have to last hit CS? Well, because farm can mean more than kills sometimes. It can mean more than objectives. It can mean more than a lot of things. However, people don't realize that. They don't realize that like time is a resource. A lot of these things. But sorry, I went off on a tangent. Vayne's my favorite champion. I love her. Terry, what about you, man?
Oh God. There's so many. We're gonna narrow it down to I'm literally restricting to like junglers right now.
Okay.
It's a lie. It's Kled. It's always Kled. It's always gonna be Kled.
Kled
is always my favorite radical. Just I love to run it the heck down. And basically, Max. So how it works is Kled basically it's into people because that's just his kit. So you're literally going to run into their tower and try to tower dive them as much as possible because you have, was it a rope claw trap thing? Yes. That basically as long as it stays on them, they're automatically already going to get pulled back and then they get health reduction on them. And then he has a passive ability that he gets like a 4-hit crit basically. And then he can just jump through people safely. So like, oh, if I need to avoid a stun, I'm just gonna run into you and then run back. Kind of a thing. So he's a very much a very int champion. But I know we are starting to kind of run out of time a little bit. But Max, did you have any other questions you kind of wanted to say to
Man, I feel like I know the guy like he's my brother now.
Right?
I'm not gonna lie, the time went by pretty quickly with you here, Jeremiah.
Went by quickly with you too, Max.
I feel like I learned a little bit about League. We shared the similar dad interests. Good stuff. Maybe might have to have a cookout. Do a little grilling.
Cookout, absolutely. I'm down.
No, I don't think I got anything else for you. I feel like we learned. You explained kind of the club scene a little bit for us, and happy you guys are in playoffs too.
Yeah. Could I plug some stuff real quick? Is that okay?
Absolutely, yeah.
Do it.
Okay. So first thing, I'm guessing this is coming out next week. So we're going to win the quarterfinals best of 3. So everyone come, stop by, support Redbird's League of Legends Club Varsity in the semifinals, which is a best of 5 on 3/27 at 7 p.m. CST. If it's not streamed on twitch.tv/PhillyB Esports, then it will be streamed on twitch.tv/Hide and Squeak. One of the two.
What time is your game this Saturday?
Our time is 7. Yes.
7. The Philly B.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll get a tweet out about it, guy.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys. I really do appreciate you letting me come on, talk to you about the team, talk to you about coaching, all that type of stuff. Really fun. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Gigatron, you got any other questions?
No, I mean we could talk forever. So this is.
I was gonna say, I think
we'll leave that for a part 2.
if we don't wrap it up now, I don't know if we ever will.
Exactly. So again, Jerry, I always want to say thank you for coming out and everything.
Mhm.
Talking to us. Explaining kind of what you do with Redbirds. Your major. Kind of your intent of what your career path is and everything like that. So you can take it away, bud. Max.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. We appreciate you guys, like always, for tuning in to the Bird Herd. And we hope to see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us. I'm Saxy Maxie, joined by Gigatron. And this week was Jeremiah Hide and Squeak, Tyler.
Mhm.
And we will see you next time on the Bird Herd.